Hello everyone and welcome to Jam Academy. In this very short lesson, we will talk about systems and surroundings. The reason I have dedicated a lesson just to talk about systems is because understanding the definition of work, potential energy, and kinetic energy is a function of your understanding of the term systems. And the term systems is used in physics a lot, so it warrants your attention to actually understand what we mean when we use the word system. Now the good news is the definition is very simple. A system is any object or group of objects we are interested in. Let me say that again. A system is an object that our attention is focused on. For example, if we are interested in the motion of a box, then that box is our system. But if we are interested in the motion of these two boxes, then these two boxes represent our system. Now, here's the thing. Depending upon the nature of the systems, there are two types of forces. You have external forces and you have internal forces. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that our system consists of these two boxes. That means that the person pushing on the boxes is not part of the system, so he is part of the surroundings. Every system has an imaginary boundary. It may not be a physical boundary such as a fence or a wall, but every system has an imaginary boundary. Now the good thing is, when you decide what your system is, automatically you know what is found in the environment. For example, we have two boxes, box A and box B. If our system is just box A, then the person and box B constitute our surroundings. But if our system is both box A and B, then the person and the ground constitute our surroundings. If we, for example, if the person exerts a force on box A, let's call this force F, then the force F is an external force. Keep that in mind. If the person standing outside of the system interacts with the system, it results in an external force. It's important you keep that in mind. Just hold that thought in mind. Now, box A and B are touching each other. By virtue of Newton's third law of motion, box A exerts a force on box B. This is the force that A exerts on B. And box B exerts a force on box A. This is the force that B exerts on A. Now here's the deal. There are three forces on this diagram. You have F, you have FAB, and you have FBA. So the question I have for you is, which of these forces constitute external forces and which of these forces constitute internal forces? Now F represents an external force. FAB as well as FBA constitute what we call internal forces. An external force is a force due to an interaction that occurs between an object in the surrounding or in the environment with the system or with an object within the system. Now an internal force really are due to interactions between different parts or different objects within the system. Now here's the goal point I want to make. By virtue of Newton's third law, we know that FAB is equal to negative FBA. In other words, the magnitude of FAB is equal to the magnitude of FBA, but oppositely directed. This means that the sum of all internal forces acting on the system always cancel out each other. Therefore, for this system to be able to move from one point to another, it can only do so under the influence of external forces. Under the influence of external forces. This is important, and let me tell you how it's important. This means that the kinetic energy of a system is a function of the external forces acting on the system. Let me say that again. For a system to move, it is only able to change its position provided an external force is acting on the system. So the kinetic energy of a system is due to the work done on that system by external forces. It's due to the work done on that system by external forces. Now, on the other hand, it is possible for internal forces to cause the configuration of a system to actually change. And that will lead to what we call the potential energy of the system to do what? To change. Now, we will discuss this in detail very soon. So keep in mind that a system is just an object or a group of objects in which our attention is focused upon. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.